The $1,000,000 question, or €1,000,000 question, with any boat test is, what was the boat actually like to sail? Which sometimes gets overlooked. And with this boat, it's as well not to overlook it because it sailed beautifully. Really enjoyable sail. Really responsive, light on the wheel, but with a bit of feel as well. You felt involved. Sometimes you feel quite detached from the sailing. It's too light, but this was just right. So that was a lovely thing, and it sailed quickly. I mean, we're not talking super high performance, we're talking performance. So we got 11.4 knots out of the boat, off the wind, and that was in about 14, 15 knots of breeze. So pretty good. And then upwind, similar conditions. Nasty bit of chop actually, which would slow most boats down, but this just sliced through it nicely. And we were doing between 7 and 8 knots upwind, which is very good, and it felt good, it felt balanced and poised, so I really enjoyed the sail. And that is really what a boat test should be all about. We're back in port now, at the end of the day. It's been freezing cold, but we've had a great day's sail, and that is really what sailing is all about, ultimately. And the fact that it's luxurious and well thought out, well, it's just a bonus, really. Now, when I picture this boat in its perfect environment, I picture it off the Côte d'Azur on a balmy June day, anchored off Ile de Porquerolles or maybe Sardinia or Corsica. But no matter where you are, from time to time it rains and you need to go down below. And Saffier have obviously put the emphasis on the exterior area being great for lounging, but they're also aware that the interior has to be a nice place to be. And you look around this space and it's beautiful. Now, it's a 46-foot boat. You can't be too innovative with the way you lay it out. So obviously it's got the owner's cabin forward, 2 doubles aft, a day head, galley. But what Saffier have done to set the boat apart is just make it extremely classy. So the way they've finished the boat and their attention to detail is how they've set the boat apart from competitors. And again, it speaks for itself. It's beautiful, and there's lots of little details that just make you realize that they've really given a lot of thought into how the boat is put together. So a couple of details that are worth noting. Now, first one, all these curves, very nice detail, incredibly fiddly to do if you're a manufacturer, but they really look nice, set it apart. But another thing in terms of layout, obviously the layout is pretty standard, but there's a few things to note. The forward cabin, you can have an ensuite, which sort of takes up the port aft side of the front forward cabin. So that's just if you like a bit more privacy. And then it's also worth noting that the 2 aft cabins are actually not quite identical. The starboard aft cabin has an actual hatch to the exterior and really excellent access to the engine from the side, and that is a really good feature. Actually, it's a thoughtful feature, because basically when maintenance does need doing, you can really get to it in a way you often can't on a 46-foot boat. And with the hatch there, you can pass tools down, and it also is good ventilation as well. So it's just a nice extra feature, basically. So, I mean, of course, the most important thing is, how did the boat sail? And, well, we've been out in the North Sea with a short chop and about roughly 14 knots of breeze. It went up to about 18, went down to about 12. And the boat behaved superbly. I mean, really a very enjoyable sail. I suppose the key takeaway that I found was that it was like a big dinghy in terms of the way that you handled the boat. You could play around with it. It didn't feel in any way, it didn't feel 46 foot in that respect. We hit 11.4 knots, so on max with the Jenica up, but we were also going upwind at a pretty consistent 7.5, 8 knots, which is really good going and a very comfortable motion. And one other thing I really did note was when I came down here, even though we were slamming into some pretty nasty chop, it was silent. There was no noise at all. It wasn't creaking or groaning. There wasn't any slamming. We slipped along really nicely. And the other takeaway was the feel of the helm, which was really nice. It had a good, it felt alive. There was a good sensation on the helm. So from that point of view, their aim was to create a sporty boat that was fun and easy to handle, and they've certainly achieved that with a added dose of style, which is really, really very pleasing.